now my pleasure to present to you Toby Perlman, Itzhak Perlman, and the musicians of the Perlman Music Program.
This particular work was written for string quartet. It's one of the great chamber works, and certainly the only quartet that Debussy wrote. That means that's his best quartet, because it's the only one that he wrote. The only difference between the quartet way of playing it and the orchestra way is that we have added bass parts, so it gets more depth. I would like to actually ask, just for a few bars, for you to hear how it sounds when it's a quartet. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's do it. This is a surprise for me too. Sorry. So this is basically it, and you know, and they did a pretty good job. Now the only difference between this and the way it's usually played, this is no conductor, thank God, and they're a little close to each other, so that means there's a little more communication.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Redmond of METV, and today we have a very special show because we are joined by two people whose names are synonymous with string instruments. We are joined by the Perlmans, Toby Perlman and Itzhak Perlman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Nice to be here.
I would ask you, Mr. Perlman, about how these children feel about being able to perform with you. That must be a highlight for them.
I have absolutely no idea. You know,
you are too modest.
I know. I really don't know. I mean, all I know is that I see each violinist one-on-one. You know, we don't. You know, we have what you call a masterclass format, which is we actually call it a studio class, where kids play for each other. Yeah, but those are only twice. You know, during our time here. But most of the time. And as the same way as in the summertime in Shelter Island, I see each student individually one-on-one, and then I conduct the orchestra, and I am part of our chorus together with Toby, and that's a bait. Now I don't know. Do they think that it's great for them to study with me? I have no idea. You should ask them. I have no idea.
Well, then what I would ask you is, how proud are you of this woman sitting beside me?
Well, she is the
wow.
main, yeah. Well, she is the main. You know, she started this whole thing. You know, it was totally her idea.
Okay, wait a minute.
It was. You know,
it was my idea, and I did start it. But he's the key.
Yes.
He's the key. For several reasons. The obvious, you know, the master violinist and the master musician and so on, but it's more than that. He really sets an example. He's a role model for them of how to be in the world.
Here we go for the orchestra. What we're going to do here right now is an orchestration of the great Chaconne of Bach. The Chaconne of Bach is a work for solo violin. I'm going to ask somebody to play it for you so you can see how it sounds by itself. I just want to frighten them, you know. And it was orchestrated by a gentleman by the name of Haido Saito. He was a Japanese cellist, actually. He started as a cellist and then he became a conductor and a scholar, and he was a teacher of many conductors. Among them, I suppose his most famous pupil was Seiji Ozawa, who used to conduct the Boston Symphony Orchestra for many, many years. So, Sean, no, you don't. But I'll stop you very quickly. As long as it sounds good, I won't stop you. So if it doesn't, so you see, you've had it. You know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If I stop you, it means it's no good. If I don't stop you, that means you have to play the whole thing. Okay, all right, thank you.
Is the music something that you carry beyond your performance on the stage and your rehearsals? Is this something that teaches you as a human being how to be out there in the world?
It's a good question. It's a really good question. Because when you play chamber music, it's a give and take. What do you think?
Well, absolutely. You know, I mean, but it's a give and take, not only musically, but in many ways socially.
Right.
And whatever we do, you know, I mean, like when we sing in chorus, it's a social experience. When we play in orchestra, it's a social experience. It's an experience that gives you the importance of doing stuff together. You know, not saying, you know, I'm my soloist and that's what I have blinders and that's all I want to do. You know, it means that music is something that a lot of people together can experience, and in many ways and Toby is the one that's, for us, we are more proud almost the way these kids are colleagues and friends of each other. It's almost secondary. The music is almost secondary.
I want to welcome you, and I'll turn this over to Mr. Romano.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
have a program, they come back and they share what they've learned with your alumni program. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, it's evolved over the past few years. It's very exciting. We have alumni who come down to Sarasota, do outreach, talk to kids in the schools. I think it's very valuable. Especially with all the cuts to the arts. We just can't do enough of this, and there's no such thing as too much. So it's wonderful for our alumni. It gives them a chance to play and gives them a chance to give back. So it's win-win, win-win.
Now we'll do the Serenade of Dvorak, one of the great pieces for string orchestra, written in about 12 days, when things were very happy in his life. So let's see if we can get some happiness here from the way we're playing it, or at least happiness to the conductor.
Over the course of the residency, how many hours are put in rehearsing? So there were 2 days off, Christmas Day and New Year's Day. The rest of the time, there are 4 hours of practicing in the morning, alone practicing, chamber music in the afternoon, chorus almost every day at 5. And I don't know how many orchestra rehearsals, but there were a lot. So basically, the answer to your question is it a lot and is it too much? And the answer is yes, it is too much. Yes. Are you having fun? They have to say that. They have to, yeah, I mean, you're a great group. It seems to me you've had a good time. I mean, it's not over, of course, but.
You know, the bases, by the way, it just came from a restaurant where they had a lot of drinks, you know, so that's why these bases are loaded.
I got to live with him, and I don't even have anything to say about it. Some of the students in regular high schools, yes. Are some of the students not in school at all? Yes, homeschooled, a lot of that. Do a lot of the students go to pre-college programs like the Juilliard School has on Saturday? Yes. This group, everybody speaks English, although the guy sitting up there, it's questionable. When we have had in the past situations where we need an interpreter, and my favorite story about that is that in the early years, we had a kid, he was 12. and he spoke French, German, English, and Russian. And we were covered. It was terrific. How many of you think you're going to seek a
Raise your hand.
professional career?
All right, okay.